Hello everyone, I'm your digital host, Tatyana White. Welcome back to another episode of the 48 Recap, the one-stop shop to catch up on some of the top news stories of the week, including a woman who allegedly beat her infant son to death in Limestone County. More details emerge in the case of a missing Huntsville realtor, Ronald Dumas Jr., an update on the officer and a suspect in a Scottsboro police shooting and manhunt. A man was arrested in Madison County for posing as a pest control worker to enter a home and sexually assault a minor, and much more. I hope you all are having a wonderful weekend so far. Let's get into this weekend's recap. One of the top news stories this week was out of Limestone County, where a mother who deputies say was intoxicated is accused of beating her infant son to death. She's now charged with capital murder after the baby died early Friday morning. She also made her first court appearance in a Limestone County courtroom on Friday afternoon. 48's Noah Cowell has more details on this developing story.
Thornton was arrested Friday and charged with aggravated child abuse after police found her baby boy Jonah severely beaten at her house at around midnight. Officers were able to regain a pulse, but the infant died hours later, upgrading her charge to capital murder. The judge explained to Thornton this afternoon that she's charged for killing Jonah, but she responded saying, quote, "I don't understand," unquote. She then asked the judge if someone could give her more information about what happened. Officers say when they went to her house last night after her son was beaten, Thornton was intoxicated. So I asked her myself if she remembered what happened, and here's what she told me.
Good. I put my son to bed. I swaddled him and put him to bed at 7 o'clock. And then.
Do you remember anything after that?
Tried to give him CPR. That's all.
According to one of Thornton's neighbors, the baby had a twin brother, and they lived with Thornton and their father in a rented home. I also talked with a woman who says she knew Thornton and claims she had some issues surrounding alcohol in the past, but worked really hard on herself in recent years. We also talked with the Limestone County Children's Advocacy Center today about the baby's death, and they say these cases are extremely rare.
They often reflect extreme circumstances such as untreated mental illness, trauma, or even a crisis situation. This is not something we see often, but when it does happen, it deeply unsettles the entire community.
On Friday, we learned new details in the case of missing Huntsville realtor Ronald Dumas Jr. 48's Callie Neese gives the latest on this story as she sat in on one of the suspects in Dumas' kidnapping, Kiara Clark's Anaya's Law bond hearing.
Where's Ronnie? Kiara Clark arrived at the Madison County Courthouse in shackles and an orange jumpsuit. Prosecutors called a Huntsville police investigator to the stand. He said that Clark is one of 5 suspects wanted in connection to the kidnapping of Ronald Dumas Jr. But she was not in Huntsville at the time of the kidnapping. She was back in Memphis, messaging this man, Tatyana White, who is currently locked up in Shelby County, Tennessee, on other charges. According to testimony, Clark and White were in a relationship, and she was busy texting White while he was in Huntsville acting as a pimp for one other woman captured on surveillance video from the Mid-City liquor store with Dumas. Investigators say Dumas paid one of them, but both women were identified from a prostitution website offering a 2-for-1 deal. Testimony revealed Clark was texting White, who somehow knew Dumas had $7,000 in his bank account. Prosecutors say the texts point to instructions on how to rob, kidnap, and torture Dumas that possibly led to his death. The defense argued there is no way to prove that she was the one texting White that night, but prosecutors argue the phone number was linked to her in pinging in Memphis the night of the kidnapping. These are the other 3 who are still on the run in connection to this case. Tim Gann from the district attorney's office said they are going to continue their case against Clark.
And hopefully the rest of the people involved in this case will be in Madison County soon so we can move forward on them, but we have her, so we're going to move forward with our case.
Dumas' family was in court for a very emotional day. Shakira Samples, the mother of Dumas' child, said she's in complete shock by some of the things brought up during testimony.
It's just heartbreaking to picture him being hurt and beaten for money. So we need answers, and we want to know where he is.
Samples asked anyone with information to come forward. Reporting in Huntsville, Callie Neese, 48 News, on your side.
The family of Ronald Dumas Jr. is now rewarding $7,500 for information leading to his safe return or providing details on where he is. The family says the reward is not just about money, it's about bringing a father home to his children and a son back to his parents. They said they won't stop until they find him. And a 48 update on an officer who was shot and injured last Saturday in Scottsboro. Last Saturday, officers spent 20 hours on a manhunt looking for 29-year-old Daniel McCarn, who was accused of shooting a Scottsboro police officer. The Scottsboro police officer who was shot has been identified as Lieutenant Derek Porch, who has been with the department for 29 years. He was shot in his left hand, and authorities said his injuries are non-life-threatening. Lieutenant Porch has been moved from Huntsville Hospital to a facility out of state to see a hand specialist for his injuries. McCarn is being held on a $10 million bond in the Jackson County Jail. Another man has been arrested and charged in connection with this shooting. He is being charged with swatting. 48's Faith Delp has more on this developing story.
Police tell us Hendon submitted an application using McCarn's name and information on Saturday as police were actively searching for McCarn. Now, in that application, Hendon, again posing as McCarn, checked yes for being a convicted felon, and in the description said, quote, "I just shot a police officer."
I don't know if he felt that he wanted to instigate or if he wanted to cause problems for the police department. I don't know. I can't answer to what his mentality was. Regardless, it caused a distraction during the course of this manhunt and diverted valuable resources away from it. And we're not going to tolerate that.
Scottsboro Police Captain Ryan Putman says to what they found, there was absolutely no connection between McCarn and Hendon. When they saw the application Saturday, they followed that lead, which led them to a dead end. After they found McCarn, investigators continued to look into this random application. After following the IP address, it led them to this hotel. When I spoke to employees there, they told me Hendon lived there for 4 years and mostly stayed in his room. Putman says Hendon admitted to what he did almost immediately.
When he was questioned about it, he admitted to it during interview that he had sent it, doing it as a hoax.
Hendon is being held in the Jackson County Jail on a $7,500 bond, and McCarn is also being held in the Jackson County Jail on a $10 million bond, and he does have a preliminary hearing set for September 3rd. Reporting in Scottsboro, Faith Delp, 48 News, on your side.
And in Madison County, a man was arrested and charged with sexual abuse of a minor after pretending to work for pest control. Authorities said on Tuesday deputies with the Madison County Sheriff's Office responded to a home in Hazel Green following a report of a sexual assault in progress involving a juvenile victim. The investigation revealed that the suspect, identified as 25-year-old Randy Almanzar, approached the home under the pretense of selling pest control services. Authorities said after requesting to use the restroom, he was led inside the home by the juvenile. While inside the home, officers said Almanzar sexually assaulted the child before leaving. He was arrested and charged with first-degree sexual abuse. He was transported to the Madison County Jail without incident. Neighbors were shocked after they said they encountered the same man on their doorstep. 48's Kelly Neese talked exclusively to one mom who came face-to-face with Almanzar.
Ashley Lee Shyrock told me she was just scrolling through her phone last night when she saw our report on a man that she recognized. That man, 25-year-old Randy Almanzar, that was arrested earlier this week. Sheriff's investigators say he knocked on the door while wearing a pest control company shirt, but asked to use the bathroom. Officials say he then sexually assaulted the juvenile who answered the door. Almanzar is charged with sexual abuse in the first degree. Take a look at this doorbell video. Shyrock told me that this was the man who knocked on her door Thursday, and it's not unusual to get knocks on the door.
So it's just one of those things. You just never know.
We reached out to the company that was listed on the man's shirt. In an official statement, they said, quote, "Anytime something like this happens within the community we serve, we are deeply hurt and concerned. The individual involved was an independent contractor affiliated with a third-party marketing company and was not a direct employee of our organization. From the moment we were made aware of the situation, we have fully cooperated with law enforcement and relevant authorities to support their investigation. We are committed to seeing this process through and ensuring that justice is served," end quote. Shyrock told me that she is still in shock.
I have I have a child myself and a stepdaughter, so it's scary. It's definitely scary.
This investigation remains ongoing. Officials from the Madison County Sheriff's Office ask anyone who may know anything about this investigation to call them. Reporting in Huntsville, Callie Neese, 48 News, on your side.
On Wednesday, a dump truck crashed into a Target in South Huntsville. Huntsville police say the dump truck was coming down the mountain from the ledges and lost control of its brakes. That caused the truck to plow through the intersection at Carl T. Jones and directly into Vince Andrews, who was driving through the intersection. Vince's wife, Jessica Andrews, said Vince was driving through the intersection when he saw the truck flying down Ledges Drive. She said the car went airborne at some point after that. Vince said he slammed on his brakes, but the truck still hit him, knocked him several lanes over, and took off the front part of his Honda. The truck that hit him eventually drove through the Target parking lot and into the front of the store. Vince said he miraculously just has 2 bruised thumbs, a bruise above his left eye, and broken glasses after the incident. Vince and his wife both work in the medical field, and when the ambulance arrived, they advised him to go to the ER, but he knew he would be okay. Vince's wife says it's a miracle he's still here.
God and prayer. That's the only thing that could have protected him, the driver, the passenger, the entire parking lot, the entire building of Target, having not hit anybody inside. I don't understand that.
The driver of the dump truck was trapped in the car, and it took about 2 hours for first responders to get him out. But both the driver and passenger in the truck were injured, but both are in stable condition. There were no other injuries reported from anyone else who was at the scene when this incident occurred. Police are still investigating this crash. 48 News asked for more information on the truck's owner, but we have not received that information yet. The Target remains open while repairs are being made, but pickup services are currently not available. And state lawmakers are planning ways to save on SNAP benefits if Alabama is forced to pay a larger share. With Congress passing the Trump administration's Big Beautiful Bill, millions of families will lose some or all of their SNAP benefits if states don't pick up some of the costs. 48's Nick Ballinger has more on what state lawmakers view as a way to save money.
The federal government currently pays for 100% of SNAP benefits, but because of President Donald Trump's spending package, that may change. Starting in 2028, if a state's error rate is over 6%, meaning 6% of SNAP dollars are distributed incorrectly, it could be required to pay millions towards SNAP. With the possibility of Alabama having to pay a larger share for SNAP benefits, state lawmakers are trying to find ways to save the state money, which means recipients might have to be a little bit more selective when it comes to their shopping. Alabama's error rate is already over the federal government's threshold, meaning the state would have to pay around $103 million.
And that number's gotten way out of control.
Representative Rex Reynolds says in an effort to save money, lawmakers are in talks to remove soda and candy from the benefits. In turn, Reynolds says this would also hopefully improve health and lower what the state has to pay on Medicaid.
We need to feed the children that need nutrition, and the Cokes and the candy needs to come off that. That'd be a significant savings for Alabama.
He says State Senator Arthur Orr is planning to carry that bill.
Looking at the population, some states have saved millions of dollars by removing those. And again, I think it's the right thing to do, that we can protect the needed funding for those that need SNAP.
Reynolds says lawmakers will discuss these possible changes during the first budget hearings in late October. In Huntsville, Nick Ballinger, 48 News, on your side.
Coming up after the break, a look into a couple looking to create change and peace through their barbershop in the Huntsville community. A sneak peek into stories coming up in our evening newscast, giving a look into some great events happening in the Huntsville and surrounding areas this weekend. All that and more when we come back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 48 Recap. I had the pleasure of sitting down with Victor and Jamisha Jones, who are the creators of God's Image Barbershop. They created this barbershop as a way to create a safe, family-friendly, and faith-based barbershop for people in the Huntsville community. They partnered up with their church today, Life Changer Ministries, for a back-to-school giveaway to give free haircuts and spa bags to kids getting ready to go back to school. The event started at 12 p.m. at God's Image Barbershop at 2900 9th Avenue Southwest, and they will be providing these services along with free book bags and school supplies until they last. Victor and Jamisha joined me on 48 Now to share more about why this was important for them to create God's Image Barbershop and why it was important for them to be involved with giving back to the community.
Once we started the barbershop, we wanted family oriented, so you can have your kids there in the barbershop in a comfortable environment. So we want to make sure the kids are taken care of as well. But we also want to make it known that we're there. We're there for everyone. And as we're there for the kids, then the family can trust us as well. And we want to make sure everybody comes out and enjoy themselves, but you know, it becomes a family affair, and not just a barbershop where men go, but it's a place where families can go. We don't want to just give out food. We want them to come and be able to hang out and socialize and see what the church is about, what the barbershop is about, and what the community in that area is about as well. To come and socialize, but get to know us as well, so we can actually make this bigger and do more things and not just this one-time event.
It was so great getting to talk with Victor and Jamisha. They are doing some wonderful things for the community and creating a safe space for everyone. And again, they are providing free haircuts and spa bags along with partnering with Life Changer Ministries today at God's Image Barbershop for their back to school giveaway. There will also be free food, so definitely go out while supplies last. And if you would like to hear more about God's Image Barbershop and other special community events and giveaways they are going to have for the rest of the year, the full 48 Now interview is available to watch at WAFF.com under the Digital Shows tab. And a story to look out for coming up in our evening newscast, Boas Auto Parts Manufacturing Plant, Federal Mogul Motor Parts, is closing in September, which will impact 82 workers. Federal Mogul Motor Parts was listed on the Alabama Department of Commerce's WARN list, saying it is scheduled to close down on September 25th. The Boas location is one of 5 in the U.S. The other 4 manufacturing plants they have are located in Kentucky, Missouri, Illinois, and Tennessee. There are 13 more manufacturing sites that they have in 13 other countries. And it is unknown at this time why the Boas Federal Mogul Motor Parts is closing, but we will keep you updated right here on WAFF when more information becomes available. Tune into our evening newscast to hear more details on this story and many others. And if you were looking for a good event to check out in the area this weekend, check out the Back to School celebration with Kelly Mize. This event is from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. today at Harrison Brothers Hardware. There will be outside games, a scavenger hunt, coloring pages, cookies, lemonade, and so much more. And you will also have the opportunity to listen to a story time and get a book signed by the author herself, Kelly Mize. And last weekend, the Shakespeare in the Garden series started, and it will continue this weekend with the performance of Macbeth tonight. This is being held at the Huntsville Botanical Garden. Gates open at 6:30 p.m., and the performance is from 7:30 to 9 p.m. And to conclude this series, they will have one more performance of Macbeth next Friday on August 8th, and a performance of Comedy of Errors next Saturday, August 9th. Tickets for Garden members are $25, and they are $35 for non-members. And an event coming up soon that you also don't want to miss out on is Mason Music's grand opening celebration for their 6th location. They have 5 other locations in the Birmingham area, but this will be their first North Alabama location. It's opening up right beside PJ's Coffee in Madison at Midtown Marketplace. Mason Music is known as Alabama's largest music education company, and they offer a wide range of programs, including private music lessons. Mason Music founder Will Mason joined me on 48 Now to share more on this exciting new development for the Madison area.
We really primarily want to just serve the need of the community. So we hope to meet families in the area and serve, the students. We know that Madison in particular is growing rapidly. And so as families are moving to the area and getting settled in and looking for those enrichment activities for their children, that we would be right there for them, kind of nestled in the community. So that's really like the long-term vision, is just to do what we do for the community. And if there's enough need for us to expand and have more locations and more capacity in the market, then we're ready to serve that need. And so we have decided to kind of step up and try to address some of that and make music education accessible and equitable to everyone. And it helps students find confidence. It helps them learn what they're good at, helps them express themselves, and it gives them a mentor relationship to come back to every week and sit across the table from somebody who believes in them, who's challenging them, and who's going to be with them and on their side no matter what.
Will and the music program are doing great work for the community and helping children find their voice and learn their craft. You don't want to miss out on their grand opening event for their Madison location on Saturday, August 9th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Midtown Marketplace with games, music, a tour of the studio, and fun for the whole family. There will also be prizes with a really cool grand prize where you can have the chance to win a lifetime of free music lessons with Mason Music. You can also sign up for a free trial music lesson at the Madison location for a limited time. To hear more about this grand opening event and ways you can get involved with the Mason Music programs they offer, the full 48 Now interview is available to watch at WAFF.com under the Digital Shows tab. And another great event coming up soon is the Bold Market event happening in honor of August being Black Business Month. This is a vibrant event celebrating Black Business Month through culture, entrepreneurship, and community connection. CEO of Bold Huntsville, Kanique Mighty Nugent, shares more on what attendees can expect and why this event is important for the community.
Well, there will be quite a few vendors. Yes. I'm really excited about the vendors that will be there. We're going to have someone with a 360 booth to have some fun. We're going to have a lady that does waist beads. We're going to have people who sell jewelry. We're also going to have some kid entrepreneurs who sell body butters and soaps. And we're going to have people who sell journals, t-shirts. We're going to have vegan food there also. We're just going to have so many different things. And we're also going to have performers. We're going to have the Dazzling Dimes. They're also going to perform. We're going to have MC Sharona and Kirk to be our MCs for the event. So we're looking to have a really good time. I'm hoping that they see that we can build community and that we can support one another. Like, these businesses are here in Huntsville. And this is one way to show that, hey, look at these different businesses that you can patronize. You don't have to run to the big box stores. You can patronize a Black-owned business right here in Huntsville. And you can see a business that may have started off really small grow into something amazing and huge in the community. So our dollar does matter, our dollar does count, and it can help to sow a seed in a business. So that's what I'm really hoping that the community will gain from it, and that they will support. Come out and support.
Exactly. Kanique shared so many wonderful insights on all that she does through her organization to help support and uplift Black-owned businesses in the Huntsville community. Be sure to check out the Bold Market event she is hosting next Sunday, actually, August 10th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Orion Amphitheater. It's free, it's family friendly, and it's all about community, culture, and supporting Black entrepreneurs. There will be a variety of vendors to shop from there, and there are some vendor spots still available if you would like to sign up and showcase your Black-owned business at the event. To learn more about the Bold Market and ways to support and get involved, the full 48 Now interview can be viewed at WAFF.com under the Digital Shows tab. And there are just some great events happening in the city and surrounding areas this weekend and next weekend, like the Rocket City Trash Pandas versus the Birmingham Barons game tonight at Toyota Field at 6:35 p.m. and tomorrow at 2:35 p.m. So be sure to go out, have fun, and check out some of these fun events and great events happening in the area. You can also check out Huntsville.org's event tab and WeAreHuntsville.com's event calendar to check out more events happening. That's all I have today for the 48 recap. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to tune into 48's Weather Extra segments. Our meteorologists go live every Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. and 9:30 p.m. and every Saturday and Sunday at 8:15 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Our newest forecaster, Jada Russell, will join you all here at 4:30 today for another edition of Weather Extra. And this is just another way to give you all extra insights on the latest weather forecast. And make sure to download our 48 apps and follow us on our Facebook and YouTube channels so you don't miss any updates on the weather. And if you would like to stay in contact with me and stay connected with me throughout the week, please be sure to follow my Facebook page at Tatyana White, WAFF 48. Take care, everyone. And for students, teachers, and school employees who are starting the new school year soon, I wish you all a very prosperous school year. And I will be out of town next weekend for a journalist conference, but I will be back here with you all on Saturday, August 16th. I hope you all have a great rest of your day.